Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Zorin OS. So start off, open a web browser. So zorin.com/OS or zorinos.com, either of those work. So this is the Zorin OS web page, and it says Zorin OS is the alternative to Windows and Mac OS designed to make your computer faster, more powerful, secure, and privacy respecting. And some screenshots down here. So if we click on the download Zorin OS, you can see there is a professional edition, that's £39, so that's the one that catches your eye immediately. But if you just want to try out Zorin in the first place, you can scroll down and there's two versions available. There's Zorin OS Core and Zorin OS Lite. So Lite would be for older PCs or PCs with low specs. Zorin OS Core is the mainstream version, and that's the one we'll download today. So click download, and then it asks you to subscribe and download by entering your email and agreeing, and then hit subscribe and download. But you can just skip to the download, and that's downloaded in the bottom left corner. I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to cancel that download, and we're going to go to etcher.io. And Etcher.io is the piece of software you're going to use to create the bootable USB drive. So you click on download Etcher, then you download the version for your operating system. So I'm using Windows 64 here, so we want the installer. So I'm going to click download, and that's downloaded in the bottom left corner. Again, I've already done this, so I'm going to cancel. And once it's finished downloading, you open up a Explorer window, and you can see there is a Etcher there. So you double click on that, and you'll see a setup window appears. We can minimize the Explorer window now, and you can click I agree, and it will now install Bellino Etcher. When that is finished, it should start automatically, but if it doesn't, there's an icon should appear on your desktop, Bellino Etcher. You can just double click that. So when the Bellino Etcher screen loads, you've got basically three buttons. So we're going to do flash from file, and you will go to your downloads folder, and the file will be there. In my case, I've downloaded it somewhere else, so it's here, and you can see I've got Zorin OS here. So double click that, and that appears there, and you select your target. So you need to insert a USB drive prior to running Etcher so that it picks up the drive you want to write to, and then you just place a check in this box. Note that all data on that drive will be wiped, so make sure there's nothing on there that you want to keep. Click select, and then click flash. Click yes when this message appears, and the USB drive will be flashed. It gives you a rough estimate of how long it will take. I usually take that and add another 5 minutes on top because it does a verification step afterwards, so you're probably talking about 15 minutes in reality. I'm not going to make you sit through that. I'll see you once the flashing has completed. It is worth pointing out you can also use Etcher on Linux. It's the same theory. Essentially, if you want to use it for Linux, what you want to do is download this app image here, and after you've downloaded the app image, you need to right-click, click on Properties, go to Permissions, and check this box here that allows this program to run as this file to run as a program. Use the equivalent file manager for your system. You can also do it from the command line. So with that closed, all you've got to do then is double click on the app image, and it brings up the same window as before where you select the ISO, the drive, and then hit flash. So you can see this is now running on Linux. So it doesn't matter whether you're using Windows or Linux, you can use the same tool to create the USB drive. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're using Windows or Linux. Your screen will look like this. It'll say flash completed, and you flash another. Now all you have to do is take the USB, put it in the machine you want to install Zorin onto, and then start the boot up of that machine and press the relevant boot key to bring up the boot menu. So in my case, it's F7. It may differ for your computer. You can Google to find out which function key it is. So when the menu appears, the boot screen appears, press the relevant function key as mentioned previously. You'll see it enters into boot menu, and then you're picking your USB drive. Don't worry about mine being messy, you should only see one or two things there. So pick your USB drive, and then it says try or install Zorin OS. So select that, and it should boot into Zorin. And you may see this thing about file system checks. You can press Ctrl and C to cancel this. So eventually Zorin will load, and you'll see this screen here. And you can either try Zorin or you can install Zorin. So in this case, we're going to click Install Zorin. Choose your location and your keyboard layout. So in this case, UK and UK. Click Continue. Very similar to installing Mint or Ubuntu. Download updates while installing. Install third-party software, and don't participate in the census. So the census lets the Zorin OS developers count the number of users anonymously. I'm quite happy to let that happen. And so now it's asking you how you want to install Zorin. So in my case, it's just coming up with erase disk and install Zorin or something else. If you want to dual boot, you'd have to choose something else, but this isn't a dual boot guide. So I'm going to choose erase disk and install Zorin OS. And it's telling you what it's going to do. Click Continue. And it says, where are you in the world? So just pick where you are on the map, or you can just type it in here. And this is for setting your clock. And then we have the user setup. So enter your name, give your computer a name. So we'll call it Zorin. Pick a username, password. And require my password to log in. You can use Active Directory, which is an interesting one. Don't normally see that on other distributions, but I'm going to just click Continue. And now it's beginning the installation, and you can see this will take a while. Go take a break, come back when it's complete. Eventually you'll get to this screen where it says installation complete, and you can click restart now. Reboot your computer, and then it'll ask you to remove the USB drive. So do that and then press enter. Okay, so once you boot into Zorin, you will have to enter your password on the way in, but you should then be at this screen, and that is the installation complete. And that's the end of the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.